G'day, it's Chris back here at Huckabones Equipment. We're here today. We're going to start talking about the T Series and the GR. So we're going to talk about lawn mowers and lawn tractors. Alright, so we'll start today talking about the T2090. It's completely different than the other two T Series as it has a Briggs & Stratton motor and a 42-inch deck. As well as the tire sizes on the rear get a little bit smaller compared to the other larger T Series. This one also, you'll see, doesn't come standard with armrests or the suspension seat. So it kind of takes away a little bit on the comfort end of stuff. It just lacks the suspension seat, and armrests are optional. So the T Series is completely belt driven. Unlike the GRs, whenever we get into it, we'll explain that. The GRs are shaft driven, whereas this is a belt driven machine. So some of the nice features it has is with the mower deck with the adjustment height. I'll quickly demonstrate that. Just some people find it kind of difficult in some of the other manufacturers whenever you get into it, is adjusting your mower height. Usually you tend to do that quite often, and I'll just demonstrate it. So it's as simple as having your deck in the up position and then turning the dial on the left-hand side from 1 to 4 inches, and then just as simple as letting it back down. As simple as that. And then to readjust, you bring it back up, adjust it, and then let it back down. So I'll just make it a little bit more. There you go. So simple as that. Nice, simple. You're not fiddling around with pins or anything like that or trying to read it. It's nice, simple, easy to use. Some of the other nice features we have is and this is for all the T Series, is your two pedal system. So it has a 2-pedal system on it that makes life very simple for your forward reverse. You have your cruise control as well as a separate park brake on it. One of the small downsides compared to the other T Series that have the Kawasaki motors is it has an attached choke with the hand throttle, whereas on the other two T Series it has a separate choke cable. One of the things we touched on earlier was the manufactured deck. It's not a stamped deck, so it's going to last quite a bit longer. And with that, you got nice solid. You can step on it. It's not going to break, kind of idea. And with that, you also have the Kubota blades, which aren't a piece of tin. And we'll zoom in on that, and you'll see that they're nice, thick pieces of metal that aren't going to bend whenever you hit your first rock. The front axle, as you can see, is a 2-wheel drive system. Makes it nice and durable that way, as most lawn mowers will be. The battery is nicely exposed whenever you need to get at that, whether in the spring or fall, to jump it or remove it. We also have the nice feature of only having to remove the front panel here to get to your engine oil filter. The nice thing about the T Series is it's a very simple mower. There's not a whole lot of fancy features, but it gets the job done. So now we're going to step up to the T2290. So it either comes in a 42-inch cut or the 48. And they both have a 22 horsepower Kawasaki engine with them. They both come standard with a suspension seat as well as the armrests. Basically the biggest difference between the two is one has a 48-inch deck and the other one has a 42. So some of the different features it has over the 2090 is, as we touched on earlier, it has the separate choke cable. It's not involved with the hand throttle, so that means you can start at an idle, which these Kawasaki's will do. They're fantastic at starting. You'll find that with the choke cable, you're probably only going to have it on for a second or two and then turning it off. So that's what we really enjoy about the Kawasaki's, how great they start compared to a Briggs & Stratton. Mind you, it all comes at a cost, right? As the T2290 jumps up in cost compared to the entry-level T2090. One of the other features that makes the T2290 a little bit more enjoyable is the larger rear tires. It makes going over the rougher terrain a little bit more enjoyable, as if you're cutting for an hour or two, the jaw might not hurt as much on a little bit larger of a tire. So that's pretty much it for our lawnmower section with Kubota. They have the 3 units, whether it be the entry-level T2090 with the Briggs & Stratton or the two 2290s with either a 42-inch deck or the 48-inch deck. All 3 will do your job, just one has a little bit more comfort at a higher cost. So now we're going to talk about the lawn tractors with the GR 2020 and the GR 2120. So the GR 2020 is a gas-powered unit, whereas the GR 2120 is the diesel. So the 2020 comes in a 48-inch shaft-driven deck, and the GR diesels come in either a 48 or 54-inch deck. Most of the features are similar on them. The big one that we're going to talk about is the all-wheel drive, as along with the shaft-driven scenario. So these are great units to use all year round, and that's one of the biggest selling features. Is it's not just a one-season machine. So you can put a front snowblower or blade or sweeper on the front to go with their Fun Connect system. In a future video, we'll show how the snow blowers and mower decks are attached and removed from the units. As for right now, we'll talk about the GR 2020. So it is a 20 horsepower Kohler engine manufactured for Kubota. So whenever you open the hood, you'll see some stickers from Kubota as well as Kohler, but it is an engine that is made and built by Kohler, but just exclusively for Kubota. So again, just like the T Series, you'll see some very easy to get at parts of the machine. So whether it be the battery or your engine oil and filter are very accessible. So we'll start at the front of the machine so you can see some of the neat features that this GR 2020 has. So all GRs come equipped with, you'll see the bracketry right here. You'll see the bracketry right here that Kubota calls a glide steer. That helps with being able to kind of disconnect the front wheel so that it almost turns sideways. So the good example of that is whenever you're turning around a well casing, it won't go completely around that, but you're not going to be backing up 2 or 3 times. So the turning radius on these are about 8-9 inches. So again, compared to a T Series, which is a 13-inch turning radius, you're going to be not as tight as a zero turn, but pretty darn close. And with the power steering, it really doesn't hurt to back up and go forward again, because it is quite enjoyable that way. You're not trying to fight it or anything like that. So one of the features we touched on was that it is shaft driven, makes it nice and easy to cut. Whether on a morning like this where it has just rained, you'll be able to go out and cut and be quite confident that's going to do a heck of a job for you. It has a 3-blade system to cut the grass, whether it be the 48 or a 54-inch mower. One of the other features that you'll see on this that is quite exclusive to Kubota compared to any of the other competition is it is all-wheel drive. So basically, if you can put 2 wheels on the ground, it is going to go up it, down it, sideways, forwards, backwards, whatever you want, it's going to do it. It's quite surprising to see what it will do. I've been in many tough scenarios where people say, will it go up this? And the answer is always yes. I have not come really across anything that it will not go up, down, sideways, forwards, back. Yeah, like it's pretty tough to find somewhere where you're going to get stuck with this other than in muddy conditions. So it just does everything you can imagine and more. We have sell lots of these to properties that come off of the lake, you know, where it's just a straight up, you know, where they have their old Craftsman lawnmower will have chains on it trying to get up, whereas this just, without even thinking about it, just goes up, whether it be the gas or the diesel. One of the other nice features that the GRs have is a hydraulic lift on the deck. So it makes it nice and easy to adjust your cutting height with the hydraulic lift. You just lift it all the way up, turn your dial from 1 to 4 inches, and then let it back down. Also, the hydraulic lift works great whenever you either have a sweeper or a snowblower on the front, is it actually has the hydraulic lift on that, that feature. We're going to finish today with the GR 2120, which is the diesel Kubota GR. So we sell about 10 to 1. Diesels to gas, because the price difference isn't too great. It's about $800 give or take, depending on the discounts of the day. It all depends what you're shopping with within a budget, whether you pick the GR gas or the diesel. But we always strongly recommend the diesel just because it's going to outlast the gas, and on top of that, it does have a true Kubota diesel in there. So it has all the same features as the gas, just does it better. Basically, whenever you get into those you know, foot-high grasses, or if you're blowing snow with it in the winter, it's going to power through that without bogging down or dying on you, compared to a gas motor. With the price difference, the diesel also burns less fuel. So over the life of the machine, you're actually going to make that money back on just burning less diesel. So again, with that diesel engine, just whenever you get into, I can't stress that enough, whenever you get into that nice long grass, and especially this time of year in May and June, where you're cutting the grass weekly, say you're away for the weekend and you got to go 2 weeks and it's 6 inches high or a foot high, and that nice lush green grass, it's not going to bog down. It's just going to cut it. It doesn't matter whether it just poured rain, it's still going to come out perfectly fine. Whereas a gas engine will bog down and potentially not be able to cut it. So another feature that the GRs have is a suspension seat. You'll come to find that these machines are so comfortable when going over rough terrain that you'll probably never really be adjusting it. But it is the same idea as the T Series. It is just 2 springs underneath that you are either tightening or loosening to take that bounce out. But again, you're sitting up high with the big rear tires, as well as the also bulkiness of the unit. So So that brings us to the end of the video today. Hopefully that gives you a good idea from Kubota what's available, whether it be a lawn mower or a lawn tractor, right from the small entry-level T Series right up to the deluxe GR 2120 with the diesel engine. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and we look forward to seeing you here at Huckabones Equipment.